I'm here at Jorvik Dig to speak to Adam about the Tudor times. What would someone my age be doing?
That's a good question. Somebody your age or younger would have probably been, if you were wealthy, you would have gone to school. At school you might learn how to read and write. So you would learn how to write using a feather quill and ink made of parasitic wasp nests, ground and crushed up and mixed with water. You'd also use cuttlefish bone for soaking up the ink as you were writing to ensure you didn't smudge it too much. So you'd learn how to read and write in Latin. That would be the language of the church. So your Bible was written in Latin. If you wanted to read it, you'd have to learn how to read Latin. Most people wouldn't learn how to read and write in Latin.
What would happen if you were to drop this? Would the glass break?
Well, it's not actually made out of glass. This is actually a horn book. It's made using cow horn. So cow horn is actually a plastic. It's a natural plastic though, as opposed to the oil-based ones we use today. If you heat it up, just like your fingernails or your hair, if you heat these up, they'll go soft and squishy. You might notice it when you're in a bath for a very long time. Horn will go soft and squishy too. You can then peel it apart into small thin layers, and those layers can then be used to make either a cheap replacement for window glass, a cheap alternative to window glass, or they can be used to protect things like pages from a book, like this.
What other lessons will be learned?
Well, in the Tudor period, table manners were very, very important. So a lot of the table manners we have today still stem from that. For example, not eating with your mouth open and not having your elbows on the table while you're eating. Most of the time that's because tables in the Tudor times were trestle tables, meaning if you did put your elbows on it and your weight, you would upset the entire table. Where you were sat on a table in the Tudor period told people something about your social status. So at the head table you would have the head of the house, and at the bottom of the tables you would have the lower status people. Also the types of implements you were using to eat would be important too. So wealthier, more important people at the table would be eating out of pewter objects, so they would be using pewter spoons and pewter trenchers, plates, whereas the poorer guests, the low status guests, might be using wooden spoons and wooden plates as well.
My thanks to Adam and everyone at Jorvik Dig. Back to the studio.